In 1896, Andrew Barton, also known as Banjo Paterson, set off on an adventure of a lifetime to an island in the middle of the Bass Strait named Deacon Island, which is famous for its breathtaking scenery and rolling green hills. He boarded a steam train from Naroombla, New South Wales down to Melbourne, then caught a boat from Melbourne to Deacon Island. The journey took just under a week. Banjo Paterson was an Australian bush poet. He wrote about Australian life through his observations of living on a cattle farm. His poems encapsulated Australian bush life in the late 1800s. For the many thousands in the city, it was their first glimpse into what life was really like in outback Australia. Banjo found his inspiration from the areas in which he lived, but later on in his career he became lost and unable to find any inspiration. He then decided to go on an adventure to Deacon Island to help him escape the writer's block that had been holding him back. Banjo Paterson was born on February 17th in 1864 to parents who were both cattle grazers. At the age of 10, Banjo attended the Sydney Grammar School where he developed his love for writing and poetry. At the age of 16, while working for a solicitor's office, Banjo created works under the pseudonym of B and Banjo and published his works on the Sydney Mail Bulletin. At the age of 31 and still working for the solicitor's office, Banjo achieved 2 milestones in Australian writing. He composed the famous poem Waltzing Matilda and published his first book, The Man from Snowy River, which is still being sold to this day. When Banjo arrived at Deacon Island at the age of 32, he was amazed at the greenery and beauty of the island. It seemed to have the best of both worlds, pristine and crystal clear ocean water with pale yellow sand, which was overlooked by rolling mountains covered in dense and colourful forest. Above the forest line was sharp and overpowering rock mountains, protected by a blue, clear sky. Banjo smelt and tasted the saltiness of the water and the damp forest floor as he walked through the forest. He heard the chirping of native Australian birds and the wind gently whistling through the trees. Banjo found his inspiration that he needed for his next book of poetry from the beauty and unfamiliarity Deacon Island possessed.